certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults. When you're ready to take your road test, it's a mental mindset. You should already know how to parallel park. You should already know what the testers are going to say and what they're going to do. Proper preparation helps prevent poor performance. What does this mean? You should be working on your parallel parking. You should learn how to turn into the nearest lane. At the end of the day, it's about driving errors. Some states you can score up to 25, and then after 26 you fail. Some states it's 20. Some states it's 17. Every DMV office, Department of Motor Vehicle, has different fundamentals for the test. And I need you to understand that because it varies from state to state and country to country. So let's go ahead and get into some of the things you need to know about. You have to follow the speed limit. If the speed limit is 35, you need to be going 35. If the speed limit is 55, you need to be driving 55. If you can't maintain 55 miles an hour, you're going to get marked down. You're actually going to hold up the flow of the traffic. And if you've been seeing some of my content, I talk about speed control. Speed control, I believe, and I'm a state certified driving instructor teaching over 24 years, is vital. Because here's what happens. If you go 10 under the limit, cars pulling out from private driveways, gas stations, side streets, they think you're moving slow. And as a result, if I'm your tester or if I'm your instructor, I'm saying to myself, why is the student moving so slow? So you need to drive at the posted speed limit. Because here's what happens. When the light turns yellow, if you can stop in 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, 1003, you need to stop in 3 seconds. If you don't, you're going to be in a situation where you're going to have to run the yellow light. Me as a teacher, if I have a student running a yellow light, I see my life flashing by. Don't run yellow lights. The tester wants to see you have vehicle control. Let's talk about driving through a neighborhood. The speed limit is 25. You need to drive at a speed that is safe and reasonable. If there are kids, there are people working in their yards, drive at 20, drive at 17. Testers, instructors like myself, I want to see you looking left. I want to see you looking straight. I want to see you looking right. If you don't look around, I will mark you down because you don't see dangers. If we're in a downtown area and you're not looking, there are pedestrians coming between cars. There are lights changing and you're not aware. There are people walking around. There are bike riders. And if you're not paying attention and you make a right turn, there's something called a right hook where you will literally run over the bicyclist. You have to look around. Let's talk about merging on expressway. And this is just a simple list. You have to be able to get up to minimum 45, 55 miles an hour. If you don't, you're going to be forced to merge on the side of the expressway. That is failure in my book because you can't properly merge on the expressway. You're going to put your road test in a very difficult situation. Most road testers don't want to fail you. You end up failing yourself by making errors, running lights, hitting the curb, going over speed or going under speed, failing to yield. Those are some of the common things. But also it's a mental mindset. I'm really big on mental mindsets, visualizing what you're doing, making a nice right turn, making a nice left turn, having good speed control. You have to practice these maneuvers. And if you don't, you're going to be in a testing situation. And next thing you know, you won't be able to properly execute it. So it does take a lot of practice. It does take preparation. If you don't have a car of your own, you need to ask your bestie. You need to talk to your uncle. You need to talk to your auntie. We all have uncles and aunties who love you, who want to help you, and who are willing to let you borrow their car. You've got to put gas back in. You've got to keep it clean, but you have to practice. If you don't practice and you take your test, you're going to fail it. Then you're going to become very frustrated. It takes time. The parking phase is just one. You have to pull up to a stop line, and your front end should not be over the line. You need to be able to reverse park and not be over the line. You need to be able to parallel park. And the parallel park fails more students than anything else. If you pass those things, now you're going to be on the road. So you have to drive at the speed limit. You have to have good lane positioning. You should be using your side mirrors, driver's side and passenger side, to help keep you centered. Because if you're going to drift to the right, I'm going to mark you down. And if I have to turn the steering wheel, you're going to end up failing. You need to yield to pedestrians. And those things are consistent throughout the United States and other parts of the world. When you practice real life driving, I'm not talking about driving in a neighborhood where there are very few people. You have to practice merging onto the main thoroughfare. You have to practice going up to the edge of the road, looking left, looking right, and looking left. And once you do that and you turn into the nearest lane, then accelerate, then I'm saying to myself, hey, this dude knows what to do. And when I see you making good decisions on the road, our car cuts us off. Are you going to panic and slam the brakes? Are you going to squeeze the brakes? You have to drive confidently. And if you drive scary, or you drive nervous, or you drive inconsistent, me as a tester, an instructor, I'm going to grade you down. Because when you come to your road test, it's expected you know what to do. You know how to have good speed control. You know how to have on your blinker 100 feet or a half a block. And when you do these things, you show your tester, you show your instructor, and you show other people behind you, wow, this person really knows how to drive. You will have stress and anxiety. It is stress and anxiety when you're being tested because your road tester will have the papers. They're not going to talk to you. They're just going to tell you, I need you to make a left turn at the next light. I need you to make a right turn at the next light. I need you to make a right turn and then merge onto the expressway. You get several chances, and if you're inconsistent, they will mark you down. You're going to have panic attacks. You're going to be nervous. Imagine merging out onto the expressway, and a semi-truck is bearing down on you, and you're at 45. The edge of the expressway is running out. I've been there before. Ask an instructor. You've seen some of my videos where we're trying to merge out, but we're running out of room. I tell my student, please step on the gas. Your road tester's not going to say that. And if you don't execute, fail. And then you're going to be crying, you're going to be upset. What I need you to do is really take a moment and look at my content and analyze it. Because I'm preparing you for driving, whether you're 16, 22, 25, 27. Prepare yourself for driving and be consistent. Bye, guys.